Congrats to the Dolphins.
Wow. All the way back.
Now, granted, they lose Tyreek Hill, who is obviously a unicorn. His explosiveness, his ability to get open, everything he does on a football field, only Tyreek Hill can do. And we all remember, obviously, the incredibly glorious days where he was the number one player in the entire NFL. Now, towards the back half of last season, and then obviously to begin this season, it didn't feel as if it was the same Tyreek Hill in Miami. But last night, I will say, before the game started, this is the first time he has not been voted captain for the Miami Dolphins. Before the game started last night, they had to circle, around the warm. And Tyreek was in the middle of it leading it. And he was actually punching people's chests. Mm-hmm. He looked like he was incredibly pumped up. It's like, oh, wait, is Tyreek Hill all the way back invested and all the way back in with this Miami Dolphins team? Look at this. That team likes that guy.
Yeah.
That is not a team that hates that guy right there from what I am watching here. And I thought that was a wonderful thing. Thought he was going to have a huge night. Instead, it's the night where we witness him have a absolutely gruesome knee injury that they wouldn't even re-show, even though some people captured it and posted it on the internet, and it was kind of maybe force-fed. Nasty knee injury, obviously a dislocation, some ligaments torn. This is one of those ones that they talk about in being a devastating injury to, recovery, career, everything, you name it. So we would like to let Tyreek Hill know that everything he's done for football up until this point, we thank him for. Hey, you were electrifying, brother. It's going to be a long road back, and recovery and rehab for this is going to suck. This is going to be a very painful experience, obviously, and with how explosive he is, how will they get it back to that? I have no idea. But Tyreek on football, hey, we appreciate what you did. Now, punters are going to and have been, sleeping a little bit more sound since he stopped being a punt returner, which is certainly good news. But the game will miss you on the field. And also, if this Miami Dolphins team is about to be good, and Darren Waller is about to be another very viable threat. If you got a tight end who's good in the middle of the field, you know what that does for the people that are outside there. You know what that does for Tyreek Hill potentially. Obviously, he will not be there, but just thinking about how bummed out we are that Tyreek gets hurt, all of a sudden this Miami Dolphins offense goes back to potentially being the one that we had read about, talked about, and heard about whenever McDaniel was brought in. They were hanging 70 points on the Denver Broncos, which we'll certainly talk about in just a matter of moments as they expose what the Bengals, for what maybe the Bengals actually are, which was a tough, 28-3. The Broncos just beat the hell out of the Bengals, and it was ugly. I mean, it was absolutely ugly. But this Miami Dolphins team, let's go to 9-year NFL vet, raised in South Florida. Miami Dolphins fan is his first team that he loved. Darius J. Butler, Darren Waller, top play. Hey, I mean, he is all the way back.
Got the beam on me.
Yeah, what a debut.
I mean, Gump was all over it. He was saying it from the moment he walked in the building yesterday. Waller in the paint tonight. He showed up. Tua hasn't had a target like that since he's been the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, especially down in the red area. You would have loved to see him in the middle, like you said, with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle on the outside. Unfortunately, we won't have that. And this kind of game reminded me of what BA used to tell us all the time. Hey, it's going to be a five-star game. Prime time, back against the wall. Tyreek is obviously one of their 5 stars, and he started in the middle of the huddle pregame, getting the boys hyped up. He looked like he was off to a great start. Even when he went down, he made an unbelievable catch. So it's unfortunate he'll be out. But Dolphins still got a chance to piece some games together. They can be competitive in the AFC East after the Buffalo Bills, obviously, but it was a tough. That kind of takes the wind out of yourselves if you are on that team, if you're on that roster, because when you talk about long term, maybe potentially making the playoffs and missing one of your best players, one of the best players in the NFL when he's healthy, that'll be tough. But hopefully they can continue to fight and make something out of this season.
Darren Waller was on the hands team. Guy hasn't played in years.
Yeah,
and they had him on the hands team. That's how much confidence they had in Darren Waller. I think them rolling him out here this deep into the season, I think it was good. Get him completely comfortable, get him completely in the game shape. He took over. He was exactly the Darren Waller that we fell in love with on the football field that was stealing the show with the Raiders. And whenever he was over there with Gruden, him and Gruden obviously very tight, he was maybe the best player in all of football. Then he goes over to the Giants. It doesn't work out. Obviously, things don't go the way that anybody thinks. And I think he was going through some shit potentially. We all heard about and learned about that. So whenever he signs with the Dolphins, Gumpy's at first, he's like, oh, great, we get rid of Jonnu and we bring in Darren Waller, That's what Gumpy's reaction is as Miami Dolphins fan. Then he starts seeing Darren Waller and he starts talking a little bit. Then he starts watching some highlights. And all of a sudden, Gumpy, 10 days ago, is like, Darren Waller is back on Monday night. Like he called this like literally 10 days in advance. There's no way you thought it was going to work out this well. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, Bubba Gumpino, a man who has rode alongside this Dolphins team. Almost gave up on them.
Yeah.
Close.
Almost.
Had the order, had the NFL hat in the shopping cart,
It
if
was
you will.
in the cart. Proceed to checkout. They added another thing for. Are you sure you want to do it? He said, I just want to buy this thing.
Yeah.
And these apps are going. Oh, you sure you don't want to juice with this? No, I want to fucking proceed to checkout. Just let me do it. Are you sure you don't want to buy? I'm about done with that. Okay.
Yeah.
You already got us buying
Yeah.
online.
I know what I want.
Okay. I have the shopping cart. I don't need 45 of other things.
I'm not a robot.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a human
Okay.
going through this.
I know what a motorcycle looks like.
I've made exactly.
I'm sick of the bridges. I'm sick of the stoplights.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly. That is how I feel with these apps. But nonetheless, he had the NFL hat just sitting in that shopping cart. All he needed to do was go down to that part of the app and then proceed to checkout. And they would ask him 45 questions about something else. You get some NFL pants if you want, maybe some NFL sandals, maybe some. Do you want milk? We can get you some fucking milk alongside.
Need groceries?
But and just go ask that. But Gumpy was this close. Then they sent him that jacket.
Exactly.
And then he put the dark uni on.
Yep. The dark waters.
The dark waters.
Unreal. Yeah.
And he was walking around this Thunderdome after hours last night, just peacock. I mean, he was. And then they were showing Tua, and then Tyreek's headbutt started happening. Then Darren Waller's running, and Gumpy's like, here we go, boys. Did it work out? Obviously, the Tyreek Hill thing is just such a bummer. That's very Dolphins, it feels like, just for the Dolphins fans to experience one great thing and then something devastating happens on the other side. We apologize about that. But the Darren Waller Miami Dolphins era has begun. Is this going to save your season, Gumpy?
It's really our only hope. He looked unbelievable last night. And the defense, too. You talk about the defense let up a bunch of yards. I get it. But big plays by Jack Jones, Rasul Douglas. That's the secondary everybody was worried about. They made massive plays. And Tyreek injury, obviously devastating. But it's time for Jalen Waddle to step up and be that number one. He's a top 10 pick. He's been paid like that, and it's time for him to take over as wide receiver one for the Fins.
Yeah, we need to see a lot of this.
A lot of Waddle.
And the AFC East, obviously, Buffalo Bills world. And then you got the Patriots over there. Everybody thinks Drake May's a guy.
Hopefully.
And then the Jets, I think everybody's lost a little bit of hope. They ran that thing 60 straight times.
They did.
I mean, I don't know if that was the actual number, but there was 2 pass attempts in the first 7 hours of that game, it felt like. I put my baby girl up to bed. That's a little bit of a time. Mm-hmm. Came back down. Game had started pretty good. Then I go up there, come back down, and I hear Chris Fowler go, that was his second pass attempt. And I look down, I'm like, damn, they are just 2 fumbles, obviously, out of the gates, 1 on the half-yard line, and then Justin Fields has the other one. But the Jets, they're paying $20 million a year for Justin Fields. I don't know if anybody has hope in the Jets this year. Let's go to Boston Connor, AFC East fan from birth up there. Jets dead? How do we feel about the Jets?
I mean, I think you should just feel about the Jets as like until they change their colors, move their team, they're never going to win anything.
Name too.
Yeah, name. Sure, maybe they do become the first team that has a New Jersey in their name that actually plays in New Jersey. It's just never going to be one of those things with the Jets that you think they're going to go until they prove it to you. Like they really never do. Typically they, and it sucks with what happened to Braylon Allen too, who got hurt, but typically that is kind of their MO. They have terrible things happen, show a lot of fight, because they did. I mean, Justin Fields, his 43-yard touchdown was so sick. Like the way he rolls all the way right, turns around, sprints back around, weaving in and out of people, touchdown, like electrifying football. But I don't think anybody in the NFL who's competing for a Super Bowl will ever take the Jets seriously until there is some sort of like, hey, they're building something. Like there hasn't been any of that for so long.